A lot of people, I think, around the media world, I guess, are have some questioning the shoulder. I'm wondering if you can give us just a blunt assessment of how it feels and where you're at right now.
Feels great.
Cam, there was obviously a lot offensively that you probably liked from last Sunday. It seems like guys are sort of starting to progress and get a little more production each and every week. Going into this week against Tampa Bay, what are some of the things that you really like what you've seen so far offensively?
Well, I mean, this game means a lot. As an old head once said, this game counts for two. You know, being that this is a division game, and going into each and every year, our main goal is that, on top of making it to the playoffs, is winning the division, and so it's a extreme focus throughout this whole week, knowing that we need this one.
And at this point, you have the fewest sacks at this point in the season compared to last season. What do you feel is contributing to that? Is it maturity, the scheme? What do you pin that?
I don't know if it's it's not maturity. It's definitely not scheme. It's just guys just gearing down and getting the job done, so to speak. It's allowing me to take more chances, and it's allowing me to understand when to take chances. Getting the ball out is important in this offense. Staying on rhythm is important, and that's what it comes down to. When we have chances to take shots, some plays may take longer than others to kind of set up and develop, but those guys have been playing lights out, and I wouldn't expect that to change.
What is your relationship with Jameis Winston like?
It's okay.
When you when the coaches decide that to make you limited in practice, how does your routine change? And from what Ron was saying, you give a lot of feedback back and forth with Norv Turner and Scott Turner, and really try to stay as involved as possible.
I mean, I'm in a position now where no rep is gone without getting that rep, whether mentally or physically. You could still be as in it, not necessarily taking the reps, but knowing where you're supposed to go with the football or whatnot, and that's what pretty much I did today.
How much different is it, easier maybe for you to accept that now than maybe it would have been early in your career?
This ain't the first time this has happened, so.
I understand that, but I mean, early in your career, you want to be out there every single moment.
I still want to be out there every single moment. But it just, the old saying, work smarter, not harder? Thank you.
Cam, are the kids dressing up, and are you going to be able to sneak home at all to trick-or-treat or anything like that with them?
I think they went back today. So we was missing a gang member. She had school, so moms wanted to take all of the little chicken nuggets together, trick or treating. Little sacrifices that you have, man, but somebody got to pay for the costumes, right? But I don't know what they're gonna be. I will be looking forward to videos and text messages.
Are nights like this tough, knowing that they're out, doing stuff and you're working? I mean, I understand that they know the reality, you know the reality, but
to be honest with you, I mean, Shakira, she's of age now, so she knows the routine. But the young, they don't know. They FaceTiming them is as if I'm there. You know what I'm saying? But personally, I do miss it. I miss them. But it gives me all the purpose for me to keep striving and do better. My mentality has been for a long time, but it's kind of changed having kids. It's like, I don't have no distractions during the week. And Kia, she's been so gracious of knowing that, that every time the week comes, I'm as focused on football as anything else, and that's what it pretty much is. So as far as work days or whatever, people may track what I'm doing via social media. It's literally during the week, it's football, 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 finding any and every way to be the best football players possible. Treatment, cardio, working out, studying film, whatever. It's all football. I don't have no kids, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we've agreed to do. It's been effective, going on, numerous years now. So, it allows me to focus.
To piggyback off that, though, should we expect a special edition of Drip Chronicles for Halloween with the family sometime, or is that not?
And we had a little feature in this past week, Drip Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? But my daughter, she just got drowned by the drip by the wayside. We had to crop her off because she didn't know what to expect. She was just bombarded with so much sauce. You know what I'm saying? It just hit her, flooded her. So you just crop that out. It happens to the best of them, and she's one of the best. I mean, for Christ's sake, she's 1 year old. You know what I'm saying? She thought she was swaggy, but when Chosen walked in there and I walked in, she was like, "Daddy, I got to pick my stuff up." It ain't nothing personal, She'll learn from it, watch the film, and get better.
You mentioned earlier about guys allowing you to take more chances. I know your offensive line probably has a lot to do with that. I know they eat together on Thursdays. Do you ever try to crash that? Maybe bring some of the Drip Chronicles to that group. Do they need it?
Do they need drip? Absolutely. Number one person who needs it is Trey Turner, because he swears he's like 150 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But he got a little swag. But I try to step in there sometimes if the schedule allow. Usually that's my mandatory workout day. But if I do get the time to squeeze in there, we had a sector before that I really look forward to, but it's for lineman talk only. So hopefully, or probably one of these old days, I'll bring it back.
Yeah, Ron talked a lot about play design plus your own performance, your own play, and your own decision making being the main complementary factors in how this offense has exploded in the last couple games or so. What has that collaborative process been like for you with Norvin Scott Turner?
Well, I wouldn't say it's any different. Guys just understanding what they're supposed to do, and I'm one of those guys, so I just better be on my A game. I pride myself on being well prepared, come game time, and Scott does a great job with coaching us up and, kind of advising us all throughout the week, and when game time comes, the work is already in, so it's just time to perform.
Obviously, you love to feed off the energy of the crowd. What is it about playing in front of your home crowd that makes you so successful at home?
Well, it's just the rhythmic schedule. I'm a simple guy. I love the normalities of preparation. When you get to sleep in the same bed, the same room number, you don't have to necessarily travel, even though I do love traveling, with the team. But, granted, you get, I think, an extra day to kind of prepare. It's more time to walk through on Saturdays rather than, getting in when we do get in. And then you can't forget just the ambiance of playing in Uptown Charlotte, Da Bank. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I've been looking forward to since I've came here. And seeing the crowd and so many people get so involved, and I know people. We mean so much to so many people, and I understand that. We are one of the few teams that gets the representation of multiple states. And to be honest with you, I love it. I love it, and expect for the crowds to keep getting bigger and bigger, the cheers to keep getting louder and louder, and you can expect the performance to keep getting better and better, from the team.
What would be your advice for Jameis Winston with what he's going through right now?
I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. Honestly, I can't really cope with his situation, but I can cope with being in a situation that you're you expect more out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I know he's a great football player. I know that for a fact. And, you know, it's just something that just happens. I mean, it's more personal than anything. And I think our conversation will have to have rather than, you know, me kind of talking over the airways. But, you know, I wish him the best until, you know, obviously not this week, but, I mean, you can understand that. So.
Flip side of that, have you learned, or what have you learned about coping with like success? Like, you guys are playing really well now, and
That's the biggest distraction. It's the biggest distraction. Success is, because you know when you're defeated or when you face adversity, that's when you start turning over, you know, every rock, every stone, every pan, every pot, everything, just trying to find a way. But when you're winning and you're succeeding, a lot of things gets brushed up under the rug, and over time you see a big pile under the rug. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we just have to make sure that we're doing everything that has got us to this point and still focusing in on and understanding what our job and our responsibility is. So many guys have been stepping up and making big plays for us, subtle plays that may not be on the stat sheet, but, you know, it's still imperative that we keep that focus moving forward.
Swag earlier, a few weeks ago, whatever, month ago, you talked about Fitzmagic's groovy outfit and post. You feeling pressure to keep up with him in post-game attire this week?
Come on, man. Pressure? For swag? Nah. I mean, man, one thing that I do and that I'm envious of him about, he has one of the healthiest beards, man. It's just, if I had a beard like that, I'm pretty sure my kids would love me a little bit more for especially Chosen, because his birthday on you know, Christmas Eve. Boy, I would freak that mess, boy. Probably had like a braid for one, and see, God knew what he was doing when he created me. See, he can't give me all that type of hair and stuff right here, because it'll be special.
I don't know what Christian McCaffrey's done as a runner, but a lot of times he's just used as, I won't say decoy, but as, you know, faking handoffs to him, and the play's going the other way, and everybody's following him. How valuable has he been in that role of, you know, defenses are focusing a little bit on him, but then something opens up, misdirection the other way?
Not necessarily a decoy. For us, we have so many impact players, you know what I'm saying, that a player mentioned on the sideline is so, you know, alarming in a good way, that certain players, if you just get the ball in their hand, you know you have to do your job, and the hardest job is just getting it in their hands and just watch out and see what they do. C-Mac's one of those guys. Denniston is one of those guys. Cupid is one of those guys. You know, Fun and all those, everybody. You know, we just have that knack that a lot of guys on our team turns into physical runners on the perimeter. And with the help of C-Mac being able to not only run between the tackles and run outside on the perimeter, you know, he just opens it up for so many different players to make plays. And our job as an offense is to dictate to the defense so they can just have that hesitant step that may be the difference between a first down or even a chunk play.